Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and we are live this evening in UFRL, and it is Tier 2 action for round 12, or round 10 rather, of the 15-round season, and this is the final Tier 2 race before the 2-week Christmas break. So everybody will be hoping to get their best result of the season thus far. Flynn in the Haas, leading the way in a championship as well. Thank you for the follow to Jack. I'm surprised you hadn't followed us before. I thought you would have done by now. But anyways, thank you anyways. Just going to get the TikTok as well, because we are live across both Twitch and TikTok this evening. Let's make sure we are getting the right one on. We have got a few drivers currently on a lap as well. So let's see who is the lead runner of those. We've got Silky invalidated. Viking Fox, it looks like he is the first one, so we're just going to stick with Viking Fox whilst he's on the end of his first lap, and we're just getting the TikTok up, so I'm now on the TikTok. If anybody does want to post a comment through. Good luck to the Haas boys, says Lynx. Viking Fox has invalidated his first run, as did his teammates, so both the V-Carbs have invalidated their first runs. What about Gandalf? We'll wait on him. Epic Frenchie, a debut tonight. And Epic Frenchie, 110.6 for him. We'll go towards Gandalf ARC Mickey, 110.1. Half a second up at the moment. Let's see what Gandalf can do to the line. 110.3. And he slots in between in second position. Let's go back down the order again. You've got Boy Knockout, Flynn, 110.3 as well. Only P3 for Flynn of the 4 runners who have set a time. So Mickey currently about 1.5 tenths quicker than both Gandalf and Flynn, 2 of the key title contenders this season. And with Parkour not racing, it's definitely looking like a two-way battle between Mickey and Gandalf. Not Mickey and Gandalf, Gandalf and Flynn for that championship, off which Flynn does lead the way. Boy Knockout goes 5th fastest. I Am Batman serving the engine penalty this evening. Hybrid goes P6 just behind with a 110.9. You also had a McLaren there. Taylor just starting his first run as well. Mr. Potwash, Angry Badger will be next. Let's see what Badger can do. No invalidation, of course. You're going to be picking up a lot of warnings and penalties tonight. Every driver, you imagine, most of them will get some sort of penalty. 111.0 for Angry Badger. You got Flynn, I do believe, or potentially Woody just starting a lap, actually. And indeed, it was the Haas. Let's see if Silky Stevens will finish on this occasion. Well, he's not invalidated, so it will be a legitimate lap for the V-Carb. And Silky to the line goes 4th fastest again. Just a couple of tenths away from ARC Mickey, was still leading the way for provisional pole. We will drop down towards Jar Jar Bing. Gandalf has left the session, so Gandalf will need to invite back. And Boy Knockout, 109.9. Goes quickest for the Aston Martin. Jar Jar to the line. It's a 111.1. Goes 9th for Boy Knockout. Is the one to beat. What about ARC Mickey? He's going back through again. He's going to start a second hot lap here for ARC Mickey. So we had enough fuel on board to go again. A few more drivers. Taylor, 113.4. You've got Woody still to set his first run as well. What about the Ferraris? Mr. Potwash and Validating Angry Badger was actually improving, but it's gone into the pit, so we'll go back towards Woody then. Again, no invalidation. Keeps it clean out of the Wall of Champions. And it will be a 19.9. And Woody is on provisional pole ahead of Boy Knockout. An excellent time there from the Haas. Just under 12 minutes of qualifying remaining. Plenty of time to get your laps in. But it is Woody leading the way. And a Haas 1-5 at the moment for Woody and Flynn. Flynn, though, rises up the field. Flynn now up into 3rd position as Gandalf is into the pits. You've got Hybrid out on track as well. But the Haas pairing the 2 quickest, well, 2 or 3 quickest so far, with Boy Knockout just between them. Boy Knockout is into the pits for the Aston Martin. That's Hybrid there, just getting through on the McLaren, and again he's going to head through the final chicane, and here we go for Hybrid. It's not going to be close to the front, but it's going to be an 11-0. No improvement for Hybrid on this occasion. And we'll drop it down. Taylor not improved on the medium compound tyre as well for Taylor, which is something to note. Let's see what's happening in the chat. Not going to lie, I thought I did a long time ago. Yes, that's the same here, Jack. Unless you unfollowed. That'd be cheeky, wouldn't it? Just wanted to get your name mentioned another time, didn't you? Let's have a look. Vikings on a lap as well. But we'll stick with Cannon for the time being. These missed a couple of races, I think, for the Mercedes. So good to see Cannon back racing. But the last time we actually saw him was at Netherlands when he had that unfortunate crash. But Cannon goes quickest! 109.6. He has been flying in qualifying this season. And there you go, 0.3 faster as Cannon. That is mighty stuff from the Mercedes. And it is a provisional pole lap. Is that enough to take pole? That'll be the next question. We've still got Viking Fox, who was also very strong in his qualifying runs as well. Let's see where Viking can fire up his V-carb here. I think Taylor is also just about to get his lap in. Taylor 111.2 on the mediums. Viking goes 4 fastest. It's a 110.1 over the line for him. Hybrid also setting a slow lap player, and then we'll go up towards ARC Mickey, and he will remain P6, but he is going to go again. So there you go, Cannon just dropping Woody down a second. A great lap player by Cannon, that is for sure. Good luck to everyone, says Jack. Up the Haas, says Jack. Up the Haas, says Deck. Best supporter team in the paddock, says Links and Deck. Good evening to me. Twister. We'll call you Twister. Go on, Woody lad, says Links Peace. And Woody obviously setting that brilliant lap until Cannon upheld it. Got to support the boys. Want us doing well, says Deck. And Holy won't say that word. Woody, where's he pulled that from? Well, I will say one thing, Woody has been one of the best qualifiers in Tier 2 this season. So honestly, from my perspective, I've done comms on all bar one race, as Jar Jar Bing has been disqualified here in qualifying. A disqualification for Jar Jar Bing. He was obviously hanging around the pit lane for too long. Maybe he was trying to catch up with his mate Batman. Batman's been in the pit lane for long enough. He's probably just trying to have a few words with him, and then he's been disqualified out of nowhere. It's just what we do. Further constructors incoming, says Lynx. Has targeting a top 3 finish. There you go. But Taylor is still on the medium compound tyre, and only a short distance away from the 2 Ferraris and Hybrid as well. But look at that top 9, all looking pretty steady. You've got Epic Frenchie, about 0.8 or 7.5 to Cannon. So fairly close, but again, Cannon's got that 0.3 margin. It's looking comfortable for him. Try not to impede and got disqualified. Yeah, it's silly, isn't it, really? Kick support here too. Good stuff from Warriner. Has Gandalf been invited? I didn't know. I thought, unless I'm not sure if race control's got that. I'll try and invite him anyways. Gandalf. There you go. Should be able to get in now. Angry Badger. First sector improving by 0.04 of a second. Improving now by 0.2 of a second, so looking a lot more sturdy on this occasion for Angry Badger. But again, it's only going to get him just into the 110, so unless he absolutely belts out the final sector, which can gain him a few more tenths, he's not going to rise up much. Taylor did go into the top 10 on those medium tyres. A 110.6, so potentially Taylor one to watch here. But Angry Badger improving on this lap time, and the Ferrari goes in with a 110.9, and it stays in P12, only just ahead of his teammate, Mr. Potwash. The 2 Ferraris struggling a little bit here through these early stages of qualifying. I say early stages, well, we are getting close to the end as Havoc Connor goes up to 4th position, a 110.0. That's where you'd want to see Havoc Connor. Brilliant lap from Le Kick Sauber. As we'll drop further down, have a look towards Mr. Potwash, who has had a little bit of a ding-dong battle with the Wall of Champions. And Mr. Potwash lost a little bit of wing as well there. So it looks like Potwash will just have to sail straight back into the pits. As you can see, the right side end plate has been dismissed from Mr. Potwash. It's seen a red card on the red card of the on the red car of the Ferrari. Also an improvement there from a Haas, and that was from Flynn. So Flynn at 109.8 closes the gap to Cannon, and is within 0.2 of a second now. The two Haas do look like they could be the ones to battle with the Mercedes here in Quali. Let's just waiting on those yellow flags to disappear. That's for Taylor at the moment. I want to see how long is left in this qualifying session. Just over 5 minutes. So again, plenty of time to get those laps in. But yes, yeah, silly that disqualification for Jar Jar. But hey, you'll be starting at the back with your teammates. Or not your teammate, but your mate. So, you know, yourself and Batman, see what you could do from P15 and P16. It'd be interesting. But you may have the two Ferraris just ahead of you, and you may have Hybrid as well. Hybrid, who, to be fair to Hybrid, he actually had some good pace last night at Monza, if anybody did watch. Obviously, I know it wasn't streamed, but I think if you watch like Woody's stream, or whoever's stream you may ended up watching, he did have some good pace. Particularly compared to the tier 1s, you know. So yeah, Hybrid did do well last night, but only P12 at the moment here in qualifying. So Hybrid will look to pick it up on that. Going to go back up towards ARC Mickey, burning all the battery as well. 110.1, his current best time. It's not able to beat that. 110.2 on that occasion, and will probably head straight into the pit lane after that lap. Let's head towards Angry Badger, who is going to go and complete this run. 110.9 for him. He's not going to beat it. 111.0. So again, Angry Badger, well, the two Ferraris going to have to go into the pits and get a final lap in, as Hybrid is on an out lap. You've also got Silky Stevens. That's just started his lap as well. Or potentially just finished it. Actually, did actually go in between the two Haas. So yes, he has just finished his lap. Silky Stevens 109.8. And he is right in there with the two Haas drivers. So into P3 now for Silky Stevens. And he should have enough time to get through for one final attack on a lap time. So we'll see what Silky can do. But plenty of contenders in qualifying. But the favourite may very well be this man, Cannon, who has gone out early for what looks to be his final run. Again, a 109.6 is what Cannon needs to beat for himself. And that will set the benchmark for all the other drivers. You've got Silky, Frenchie, Hybrid, Badger all out there, but Silky Stevens likely to join Badger into the pits. Hybrid also is going quicker, 110.6 accordingly, but actually it's going 0.2 up now. So Hybrid hopefully will get quicker than a 110.9, whereas Epic Frenchie, lost time in the lap, stays in 10th place. Let's stick then with Hybrid. We may end up going towards a Cannon. Let's have a look also at Silky, see if he does pit, and yes he does. So back towards Hybrid we go. Then after Hybrid we will not go to Silky, because of course he just pitted. After Hybrid we'll go towards Cannon. I do just want to check Cannon sector time. He is gaining ever so slightly, 12 thousandths of a second faster through the middle sector for Cannon. So this may very well be another fastest lap, but it may not be much of an improvement if he can get it together. But let's see what Hybrid is going to set. It's not going to be enough for pole, 110.6, and Hybrid in P11. But this is the one we're watching here. Cannon, a little bit faster through the middle sector, but it's not enough to improve on his best lap. 109.7 was set there by Cannon. Now the question is, does Cannon have enough fuel on board to go for one final run at the end? He has gone into no battery, so he may very well be recharging to ensure he can get a final run in. But an interesting tactic there, as two Haas both starting a lap. Flynn, and you've got Woody further up as well. We'll drop towards Gandalf, who was just about to start a lap. One thing you've also got to note, you do not want to go through the final chicane and invalidate not just that lap, but you're going to invalidate your next lap as well. You do not want to be doing that. here at Canada, and it's very easily done as well. It's always going to happen. If you invalidate your lap, then you're going to invalidate your next lap if you do ever so slightly cut that final chicane. As our ARC Mickey also starting a lap, we've got Havoc Connor. He has invalidated, but he's not invalidated at the worst point. Frenchie has retired. I do believe that is in the pit lane. Let's see what he can do on his run. So Cannon is going to go again. Mr. Potwash also starting a lap. And what about Woody? He invalidated his next run, so Woody, well, he is paid victim to that. He is not going to gain on a 5th place. Flynn to the line. He does improve, but stays in 2nd position. A 109.7. Mercedes could be on for pole, but Cannon is not going to better a 109.6. He has invalidated his run. We drop towards Gandalf, and Gandalf, it's only 8th fastest, 110.1 for him. Silky Stevens will get through with a final lap as well. We've got 2 and 1, 0 to go. The checkered flags are out. The final laps will fly through now. Mickey has invalidated his run. Would have done a 109.6, and that would have been provisional pole for Mickey. Boy knockout. He's up into 3rd position. But ARC Mickey there has missed out by 0.02 of a second with an invalidation as well. But he had a great effort there. Cannon to the line. Fails to improve. He did invalidate, of course. But we're not going to see the has to it. Who else can challenge for a pole position? Is there only one man who could do it? Is it just this man, Taylor? He is on a lap, and he's gaining by half a second through the middle sector. Can Taylor deliver a perfect 3rd and final sector here at the Canadian Grand Prix in qualifying? What can the McLaren do? A race winner this season as well, Taylor, do not forget, on his debut at Miami. And now trying to deliver the perfect final sector. We have got moments here. Taylor to the line. It's not enough. It's P9 for Taylor. And Silky Stevens has invalidated, and Cannon holds on to the pole position. But ARC Mickey, he is going to be distraught because if he did not invalidate that final run, he would have taken pole position, where he lost out by 0.02 of a second. But Cannon is on pole here, ahead of the championship leader Flynn, who is in 2nd position. Good evening in the TikTok chat to Preza. Hope you're doing well. But yes, again, congratulations to Cannon. A superb lap. But something really important to note. This race may not even be won by where you finish on track. This may be won by the penalty count. Keep your penalties as low as possible, and you've got a chance. I got a podium here in Tier 1 last season because I didn't get a penalty. Most of the field did. You've always got yourself an opportunity, and this can be a track which can give anybody a good chance to deliver something. So we will have a 5-minute break before we head straight into the race. But again, congratulations to Cannon and to Flynn for brilliant laps there. Flynn looks like he could be on course for a championship title. Mr. Poe saying this is going to be a scrap. Visa versus Haas versus Mercedes. And also thank you to ND310 for the follow as well. Up to 823. Hopefully it'll be nice to get to 1,000 fairly soon. But I'm not sure. How long will that take? But either way, thank you for the follow. And let's see then. A 5-minute break. And we will kickstart this race anytime soon. Also, if people do want to test sound alerts, do feel free. I am going to go for a break myself, but I will be trying to listen if the sound alerts do go through. Anyways, I'll be back in a few minutes' time. So once again, we are back. So for tonight, the gap between Flynn and Gandalf stands at 35 points, which is the equivalent to a race win here in UFRL. 35 points goes towards the winner. You also do currently get a point for fast lap and pole position as well, but the 35 points for the race win. So that means, in effect, if Gandalf wins the race, and then Flynn, Woody would love to be in that championship battle, but if Flynn were to DNF, Gandalf wins the race, then they're level on points. Again, excluding any fast laps, of course. But that is the scenario for tonight. So, again, though, they would still have 5 races after this one. And the final race of the season is double points as well. We've got about a minute or so until the drivers will begin to ready up. But this will be one that we shall look forward to. But yes, again, a lot to head into this one. What about the battles further down the field as well? So parkour not racing, track not racing. That gives drivers like Salty Stevens, Silky, Cannon, who's back racing again, and Boy Knockout, a lot of chances for those drivers to catch up to the likes of Parkour and Destroyer Jack in the championship at the moment. Parkour is 3rd, Destroyer Jack is 4th, but neither of them are racing tonight. Salty Stevens is 31 points behind Parkour. So again, if he gets a race win, he will overtake Parkour in the championship. Might be a bit of a tall order, but Salty Stevens does have a lot of pace. So don't rule them out. And don't rule out his brother either. Yes, Silky and Salty are both brothers, indeed, yes. Let's go. Tier 2 always brings the heat. Indeed they do. Come on the Hass again. Parkour still missing, and McLaren, I'm not sure what emojis they are, I can't lie. Either way, here we go. This is UFRL Tier 2, 5 red lights. And the Canadian Grand Prix, and it's go, go, go! Strong start to the front then. Between the Mercedes and the Haas, you got Cannon side by side with Flynn into turn 1, but the Haas makes the move, and Flynn, the championship leader, takes the advantage and leads the way as they head all the way up the hill. It's a brilliant overtake low by Flynn. Strong start, and it eases into the turns 3, 4, and now up the hill to turn 6 as well. But Flynn leading Cannon straight off the bat, and what a start it's been for him. Angry Badger at the rear end to Epic Frenchie, who's picked up a penalty. Taylor has also picked up a penalty. But there you go. Flynn is beginning to run away already. 6/10 of a second as Woody, 2/10 to Boy Knockout in 5th position. But these battles will go up and down the field here, and they'll all be squabbling for the early positions. As very wide there goes the McLaren of Taylor, who is under the cosh a little bit as the moves being made at the front. Cannon with Silky Stevens. To go directly on board here with Silky and with Boy Knockout as well, getting closer, and they'll all head up as Taylor and Mickey go side by side. Will go towards those two because who's going to give up on that? And Taylor straight in. Taylor's into the pits. He must have got Jifu. I do believe Taylor got a Jifu penalty. And yeah, it's just faded away. So Taylor got a Jifu penalty on the start. No wonder why an Epic Frenchie seems to have joined them. So both Taylor and Frenchie are into the pits of Jifu penalties. And now let's go back up the order towards Silky Stevens. And a tyre situation on for you there. The top 6 all on the medium compound. You've also got a few drivers a bit further down the field on hards. A bit more scattered from P7 to P16 between the mediums and hards, but the top 6 all on the mediums here. No soft strategies, and as you can see, Cannon has made a move on Flynn, and it could be a big move for him, because look at all the battling here. You've got Silky, you've got Boy Knockout, you've got Woody getting involved, but Silky Stevens attacking on the outside of Boy Knockout. They are going side by side now, out of the hairpin, down at turns 10 into 11, and now Silky Stevens is just ahead of Boy Knockout. They will go onto the straight, up into the final chicane at turns 13 and 14, and Silky Stevens is onto the podium. Boy Knockout under pressure here from Woody. They will all be getting a DRS and a slipstream as well. Will Silky Stevens have a look at the move? No. What about anybody else? It looks all clean so far. The Aston Martin there on a bit more of a narrow line. Boy, knockout maybe defending from Woody, who's having to defend here from Viking Fox. But they'll all head down into turns 3 and 4 quite comfortably there. And also moves being made further down. Gandalf's not exactly made a brilliant start on the hard tyres, however. He is ahead of Mr. Potwash now. But they have lost the train. Havoc Connor 2 seconds back from ARC Mickey, who's now starting to lose time himself. I think Jar Jar, is Jar Jar the lead driver? No, he's on, there you go, the top 7 are all on mediums now. There you go. Jar Jar Bing, meanwhile, gains 9 positions. Oh, Jar Jar Bing has smashed into Woody. And that has really cost Jar Jar Bing some front wing damage. And could that be the end of the race for the Aston Martin? Because he will have to pit for repairs after a wonderful start where he gained 8 positions off the line. Jar Jar Bing is going on. He is continuing with the damage and he almost bins it into the Wall of Champions. Havoc Connor is pitting. Did he pick up any damage from that Jar Jar audacious send on the Haas where Havoc Connor was sort of in between as well? Fingers crossed Connor did not get damage for that, but he has received a 10-second penalty. But there you go. It was a real send by Jar Jar. I've got to say, that would have thrown off some drivers. That could have thrown off Woody, who has picked up a penalty. So Woody with a 3-second penalty. Jar Jar will probably be getting a penalty for that. I don't think there's any denial of that. I think that's quite an easy penalty for Jar Jar. Oh, it's getting close up there as Woody going close towards Jar Jar's teammate. Boy, knockout Woody getting right involved with the Aston Martin pairing through the early stages of this race. And again, a little bit of a move there from Silky attacking Flynn this time. It's allowing for Cannon to open up a 7/10 gap, make it 8/10 as well. They'll be getting DRS, but I may have to drop down towards Viking and Woody because it looks like Viking Fox, and he indeed has made a move. Viking into the top 5. So Woody there just dropping down to 6th, but again he's staying in the train, a bit more battling going on further down the field, and Mercedes and Gandalf getting out of touch and losing a few places here with Potwash, Batman, Hybrid and Angry Badger all involved as well. Connor meanwhile is exited the pit 8 seconds away from Taylor and Epic Frenchie, who both had a drive-through penalty off the start. But Jar Jar Bing is still there. But look at the battling here, all going on. Hybrid 3-second time penalty. Again, I did say penalties will be a crucial factor into this Grand Prix. I'm not going to read out what Link said, but yes, you could argue, yes. But either way, it was a good start by Jar Jar up until that point. Really unnecessary to go that deep, isn't it? As our Batman receives a 3-second time penalty. I think Jar Jar will know. He just went a bit too deep there. I say a bit too deep. He went very deep. Very deep. Might end up in a canyon or something after that. Let's go up the field then, because Boy Knockout ahead of Silky. Steven Silky now with a 3-second time penalty again. The top 3 though, Cannon, Flynn, who have both pulled a gap now, and also Boy Knockout are the only ones in that top 6 without a penalty. So Flynn is certainly doing well. We are going to drop back down the field because there is a lot of battling here. The 2 Red Bulls, Batman and Hybrid behind. Oh, a bit of a narrow line there from 1 Red Bull. That was from Batman. Hybrid getting close to him. Badger close as well. Again, a little bit out of touch on the line there from Batman. I say Batman, by the way, is a Kick Sauber driver. So apologies. I will keep calling him a Red Bull because he's in the Red Bull tonight. But he is scoring points for the Kick Sauber team. But Batman is just ahead of Hybrid, but he has lost time to Mr. Potwash. So, by the way, Batman and Hybrid, if they do go into a lot of battles, they are not teammates. It's just that Batman is in the wrong car because he didn't pick a car when we were in the lobby. I don't know why exactly, but he just didn't. Maybe he forgot which team he was driving in. He hasn't raced in a while. He just forgot he was in the Kick Sauber, maybe. I wouldn't blame him. Gandalf ahead of Badger there, and also got ARC Mickey through on Jar Jar. Jar Jar with a 3-second time penalty. Cannon as well has picked up a 3-second penalty, and here comes Jar Jar on the grass a little bit as well. Needs to be a bit careful. Again, still with that damage, trying to make a move on ARC Mickey. Further down the field, you've got Taylor overtaking, you've got Frenchie, both of those two perhaps not working together. They probably should be working together. If they do work together, they can maybe catch the group of cars ahead of them. As our Batman has lost a couple of spots here, Bogdanov and Badger making their moves. So those two rise a place apiece then. And we will move back up the field towards Jar Jar, who has been battling a lot with ARC Mickey through the last few laps now. Let's get the tyre situation back up for you guys. Again, the top 6 are all on the mediums. Jar Jar and Potwash on mediums. And you also got Batman and a couple of drivers, Frenchie and Connor, further down the field. But ARC Mickey is on the hard tyres. He is the highest driver on the hard in 7th. So the medium tyres certainly working well from the start. And now all of that top 6 are together again. But it just seems like Cannon and Flynn get away well from the final chicane, whereas that Swear Boy knockout has lost a bit of time again. As Hybrid makes a move on Mr. Potwash, has he? No, he hasn't, because he's lost it again. And here comes Gandalf, who I thought for a moment was going to send on the inside, a bit of contact, and Gandalf around the outside. What a move this could be, what a move this will be. It's brilliant from Gandalf, who fires through on Potwash and into 9th place. That is absolutely remarkable. It was lovely round the turns 1 and 2, and he made it stick. Mr. Potwash now defending from Hybrid, and again the battle's going up and down the field, but that was absolutely beautiful racing there from Gandalf. Yellow flags for Batman. The Red Bull turn kicks Albert, and unfortunately a spin, and he will drop behind his teammate Havoc Connor. They're not teammates when it comes to their cars, but they are teammates in reality. But either way, we'll go back up the field towards the top 2 here, because Flynn and Cannon, and it looks like Flynn has just edged his way ahead, and he makes a move on Cannon and up into the race lead again. Cannon has a time penalty. This could be beneficial for Flynn here, because if Flynn uses it well, he could say to Cannon, you know what, I don't mind working with you, just to block Boy Knockout's attempts of making a move, because those 3 are together, but for Flynn, he has a driver behind him who has got a penalty, and that could be crucial. And it will make it more difficult for Boy Knockout, who's not hanging on as well. Hybrid, Mr. Potwash, look at them all again. Gandalf straight in there. The 2 Ferraris, the Red Bull, the Ferrari, all going at it. Potwash on the inside line. This could end in one way, surely. Oh, he's hitting the wall. He's hit the wall. Mr. Potwash, but he still stays ahead of Gandalf. And then he got Badger right behind, but Hybrid is just trying to pull a bit of a gap now. Potwash under pressure here from Gandalf. Direct on board with Gandalf, then heading into turns 13 and 14. More yellow flags for I Am Batman. Again, the Kicksabber driver in the Red Bull tonight. Shouldn't be, of course, but we've gone through that several times already. But let's see here again. Hybrid, Potwash, what's happening a little bit later on the brakes there from Angry Badger. And a move being made further up the field. Woody overtaking Viking. Fox down on the inside line as well. And Woody does fire through. Next up will be Silky Stevens. Would he go for the overtake on Silky? Inside or outside, pick a line. He's got to the outside and he just follows Silky. But Silky Stevens, a bit compromised on his exit. Woody will pull alongside. Are they going side by side into turns 3 and 4? No, Woody backs out and remains in 5th place. Smart racing. But again, he's really compromising Silky here. Silky under the pressure from Woody, who's having an excellent race here through the early 10 laps. And Woody, again, surely is going to get through here as Gandalf's into the pits. He's gone for a set of mediums. So, Gandalf has not had a good start to the race. And again, side by side, go Woody and Silky Stevens. Who's going to get DRS? I don't think Woody's going to get DRS here. But then you've got the 2 Kicksabber side by side between Viking and Silky Stevens. And offline rather, goes Silky. That allows for ARC Mickey to swoop in on the hard compound tyre. He's gone through on Silky. Will he try and track down Viking Fox? He may very well do, but he stays behind. Further up the field, Cannon makes a move on Boy Knockout. Cannon back into 2nd place, but Flynn's clear. Flynn is 2 seconds ahead. Viking and Jar Jar into the pits. A frantic start here. The 2 Ferraris, Badger and Potwash now. And Badger into the top 10 into the pits goes Mr. Potwash. And a penalty again for Woody. And looking at the penalties still flying through, I actually think that is the better thing to see, right? 16 seconds of penalties here for Havoc Connor. Taylor with 3 seconds again, so he's on. Oh, wait, no, that's his first 3 seconds because he had a drive through earlier and not a penalty. ARC Mickey through on Woody. Mickey now up into 4th place again. ARC Mickey on the hard tyres, which is very interesting. Now, the question will be, is it a one-stop strategy or is it a two-stop strategy? If you're pitting now, it could very well be a two-stop strategy. And Canada, not particularly nice on its tyres, I have to admit. So this could well be a two-stop strategy for the drivers here tonight. It's not a particularly lengthy pit lane either, as you've got Havoc Connor behind Epic Frenchie. And don't forget Frenchie, again, with Taylor, both had drive-through penalties. And look at Taylor and Frenchie, they have stuck together. It's like they're glue. They're glued together here. They've been like it since they had those drive-through penalties, and they're just sticking at it. Hybrid now, Silky Stevens is into the pits. Epic Frenchie with a 3-second penalty. We are just going to drop back towards this battle. Taylor, Frenchie, Havoc Connor. And here we go, down the inside. Epic Frenchie fought for a moment. He was going to get it with the McLaren. He actually lost a bit of time doing that. Mr. Potwash with a penalty as well. 3 seconds more. 6 in total for Mr. Potwash. But wow, the battling has really been going on tonight here at Canada. And there's only 12 laps, well, not even completed, out of 35. Flynn still leads by 1.7 seconds. But Boy Knockout is in DRS of Cannon. Then, if Boy Knockout can get through, he may have a chance to catch up to Flynn. But Flynn has looked very, very quick here this evening, as he has done through the majority of the season, hence why he is the championship leader. Yellow flags for Connor. Havoc Connor going onto the grass in an unconventional place on the track there for Havoc Connor, so he's lost a couple of seconds, most likely potentially lost DRS as well. Either way, an Epic Frenchie ahead of Taylor. Taylor will surely get back through, and again these two continuing their battling, but Taylor back up into 11th. Frenchie down to P12 now. It's back up the field towards Viking Fox and Jar Jar Bing. P8 and P9. Let's look at the pit stop strategy so far. Who has stopped, who hasn't? Well, these two are the leaders of those who have stopped so far. Silky Stevens a couple of seconds further back. So only 7 drivers have pitted as Havoc Connor is in for a second stop now. But yeah, only a few drivers have already pitted. The top 7 still yet to pit in this Grand Prix. Looking good for Flynn out in front. 1.5 seconds is the gap to Cannon and then Boy Knockout. But ARC Mickey, don't forget, still on those hard tyres. And he's been putting in some pretty good times as well. Flynn lost a bit of time there to Cannon. And Boy Knockout is into the pits performing the undercut. And Woody will follow him through. It's back towards Viking Fox now. In DRS of Angry Badger. Badger, you're not yet pitted. So Viking Fox, that can show to you that he has had some impressive pace this evening. And where do we see a couple of drivers drop down? Boy Knockout and Woody, but here we go. Down the inside goes Viking, and he does make the move on Angry Badger. Up into the top 5 he goes, and here comes Boy Knockout. Round the outside, Boy Knockout. And that was superb racing from him. And now what about Jar Jar Bing? He's really going to be wanting this move. But he's got a 3-second penalty, which will not aid him. Yellow flags for I Am Batman. Gotta say, the Kicksabers not having a particularly great race so far. 3-second penalty for Potwash, that'll be, I believe, 9 seconds in total. And we are directly on board with Jar Jar Bing. Here we go, round the outside. He does make a move on Badger. I think Badger not trying to hold him up there. Jar Jar Bing now up into 7th for 2 Aston Martins. Doing well, but Boy Knockout is still without a time penalty. I was waiting for the safety car to pop up too, says Warner. Yeah, not yet at a safety car at Canada after 15 laps of 35, which is quite impressive given the nature of the track. I mean, it's such a closed circuit. You would have expected a safety car by now. As Silky Stevens gets through a Badger, Silky up into 8th position now. Back up towards Viking Fox will go. Just go for the inside line here, attacking Hybrid, and that did just give Boy Knockout a moment to go for a lunge round the outside. Couldn't quite make it here, but Viking Fox just has to stay behind Hybrid for a little bit longer, but it doesn't want to be behind for too long, as we'll head out of turns 6 and 7 just here onto the DRS now. Viking Fox should get the move done, and you imagine he confidently will. But go around the outside, will Hybrid try and fight it? No, he settles in behind. And Viking Fox now, through to turns 8 and 9, is up into the top 4, having already pitted. So we have a look now on Boy Knockout. Does he have a look on the inside? Not quite, but he will have a chance to attack Hybrid here. He knows he'll get the better acceleration, the greater traction, and indeed he does. Now he wants to get into the slipstream if he can, but he doesn't even need to. That's how much greater the tyres are. And there you go, Boy Knockout straight into 5th, and Jar Jar Big, the inside line, is going for a late move for Jar Jar Big. Oh, it's a spin! There's a spin there for Hybrid, a bit of contact between them. Between Jar Jar Big and Hybrid, so that will potentially come under investigation, presuming Hybrid will post it in the Mercedes, and out of the pit comes Cannon. So Cannon is in a very good position here. That indicates to me the fact that Cannon's out here, although he gets a 30-second penalty, that's as Woody as well. But the fact that Cannon is in this battle indicates to me that Flynn could still be the net race leader here, which again is quite remarkable. Taylor overtaken Hybrid. We'll just quickly drop down there. Taylor into the top 10. Again, no Taylor and Hybrid yet to pit. Hybrid obviously was doing well, but sadly had that little bit of contact with Jar Jar Big. As a wide line there from, I think that was Silky, potentially. Silky Stevens battling here with Jar Jar Big. It did look like it was Silky Stevens. Flynn does now pit. Mickey, of course, stays out on the hard tyres. Moves are being made. Silky ahead of Jar Jar Big, and also up the field, you've got Boy Knockout on Viking Fox as well. So Boy Knockout is the net race leader unless Flynn comes out ahead of them. Which, by the looks of it, he won't. So Flynn now coming out of the pits. We see the Haas there. And there you go. Flynn is ahead of Jar Jar Big. So Flynn in 6th position on hard compound tyres. Oh! Hybrid's out. Hybrid has retired in the pit lane. So no safety car as a result of that. But it's unfortunate there for Hybrid, who did seem to be having a decent race. Although he was having to battle the lead cars. But it is a DRS train all the way from P2 down to P7 at the moment. So there's also the Ferrari of Mr. Potwash into the pit as well. Still to see Mickey, Badger or Taylor pit, although Taylor of course did serve his drive-through penalty on the opening lap, as he did of course go too early. And it's a penalty also for Gandalf, another 30 seconds to a meet. Only 3 drivers here. ARC Mickey, Boy Knockout and Flynn are the only trio without a time penalty here at Canada so far. What tyre is Flynn on? Flynn is on fresh, hard, compound tyre. I'll actually get the lap data on for you as well. But there you go. That's a tyre differential at the moment. And as you can see, he's on the freshest rubber. But Cannon is probably the one that'll be a bit more tricky. But again, Flynn's in such a great position, knowing that he does not have a time penalty. But don't forget Boy Knockout. But he's got 3 lap older tyres. But there are 3 drivers separating Boy Knockout ahead of Flynn. And Flynn is 1 second away. Has he dropped out of DRS here? Surely he's going to get back into it. But the thing is, he doesn't want to be pushing too hard to the point where he's not in DRS. I don't think Flynn's going to get the dose of DRS here. He's in trouble with Jar Jar Big. And don't forget, Jar Jar is Boy Knockout's teammate. He'll be doing everything he can to help his teammate, surely. I'm going to have to go and watch this one. What will Jar Jar Big do? Will he push to overtake or not? It doesn't look like he is. He's a bit far back, to be fair to him, as Cannon gets through on Viking Fox now, and Cannon is up into P3. I don't think Cannon's on 2 lap old hard tyres. Make it 3 laps come this lap. And Silky Stevens 1:12.4 for a fastest lap of the race on 7 lap old hards. as we still await for ARC Mickey to pit. So once again, we are live across both platforms, Twitch and TikTok this evening. The Twitch is UFRL Formula 1 and the TikTok UFRL _F1. So if you do wish to give a follow, feel free. I do always stream personally for the Tier 2 races and also the 100% tier races. So every Tuesday night, every Friday night will be streamed across both Twitch and TikTok as well. But otherwise, we do predominantly stream on Twitch Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday, and Saturdays. We normally do stream on Twitch. So yes, do feel free to get involved. And if you want a Discord link, feel free to ask, and we will post it in. Someone will anyway. But as you can see, or maybe somebody might just post it in anyway, just in case. Who knows? Boy Knockout no, still ahead of Cannon, Viking, Silky, but look at Flynn. Very surprised about Flynn's lack of pace at the moment, given he is on the freshest tyres of anybody on the grid, obviously bar Mr. Potwash on the mediums, but of anybody in that front group, Flynn's on the freshest tyres, but he's not yet in DRS range, and he was in DRS range. That's what's surprising me. Come on, Flynn, get those tyres up, says Deck. I mean, as Cannon now, has Cannon dropped out of DRS here? No, he's just about hung on to it. Viking as well, gaps are beginning to form. Small gaps, don't worry. Viking Fox, though, I do not believe, unless he gets he's got a great drive out of turn 14, however. So Viking Fox, I do believe, is going to get DRS here. Let's have a look if that rear wing opens for Viking Fox just here, and it does. So again, yes, he does get a double dose of DRS. Again, it's not a single, it is a double dose of DRS. Got it down into the chicane at turns 13, 14, but also into turn 1 as well. So it's really ideal this for Viking Fox. Just hanging on in there, isn't he? Boy Knockout fast up again, so yeah, they're putting in the pressure here on ARC Mickey. Mickey's still in the pit, gonna go for mediums you'd expect. Unless you'll be a madman and take the soft tyres to the end, but need something miraculous for that to happen. Further down, Gandalf ahead of Taylor, and Gandalf up into 9th. Again, he's on mediums, but they're 11 lap old mediums. Surely Gandalf is going to have to pit again in this race. Angry Badger also with another 3 seconds. Right, we are going to go up towards Silky Stevens then. Should we get the penalty situation up for you guys? ARC Mickey, as you can see, leading the way. 3 seconds to Boy Knockout, 9 seconds also. I'm talking about the penalty count. 9 seconds for Cannon in 3rd, so he will probably not even get to the top 6. Silky Stevens does get through on Viking Fox. Let's have a look at Cannon as well. As you can see, Cannon looks like he's just happy to be there with Boy Knockout. Into the pits goes ARC Mickey. Let's have a look. Does he indeed go for the medium tyres? Yes, he does. So fresh mediums now to the end for ARC Mickey. He's had a solid 22 laps on those hard compound tyres. So now he's going to be pushing those tyres to the limit here. Can ARC Mickey come through and potentially even win? Again, he has no time penalties. He's on mediums. Everyone else ahead of him is on hard tyres. And it's not like they're new hards. The newest are Flynn on 5 lap old hard. Then he got Mickey on fresh mediums. Gap to the leader. 10.8 seconds for ARC Mickey. Let's just keep a look to see if he is indeed gaining time. And what does Woody do here? Does Woody... I mean, Woody's in an impossible situation. Because he surely can't do anything to stop ARC Mickey getting through. And Mickey, with the DRS, does fly past Woody. And ARC Mickey is up into 7th. Woody could not do anything to fight with ARC Mickey there. And look at ARC Mickey, and we'll see that timing continue to go down. Let's look at this. Viking Fox, rather, getting involved for a battle with Flynn. Now, Flynn is getting into this race again. He's up into 4th. And without a penalty, he is right behind Silky Stevens. He does need to get within 3 seconds, however, of Boy Knockout. So we'll see what happens. Good evening to Tell... Craig, that's the name. Tef. We'll call you Tef. Good evening. How are you doing? Hope you are doing well, mate. Right. So again, situation Connor, 3-second penalty, but is ARC Mickey gaining time on the race leaders to potentially win this race on those medium tyres? I mean, he's got it to under 10 seconds now, so that's promising. He's not fully pulled clear of Woody. Woody is just about in DRS range as well, so he will gain a bit of time as a result. But let's see here if any moves are to be made. It looks like Cannon's not close enough. What about Flynn behind Silky Stevens? So again, Flynn getting himself into a promising position. Takes a wide line there, which gives an inside line potentially to Viking, but Flynn fortunately does have the traction nailed down as he heads to turns 3 and 4 in a good, healthy position. But who is the favourite to win? Is it Boy Knockout, is it Flynn, or is it ARC Mickey? Surely those three are your favourites to come home with the race win. Again, that's the tyre situation, as you can see. But the penalty situation is this. Boy Knockout has 3 seconds. Flynn and Mickey are without a penalty. So it's surely going to be one of those 3 drivers to win this race. But there are yellow flags. Oh! Jar Jar Big flies miles off track. And he cuts the corner. But Jar Jar Big there. Wow, he absolutely slid. Oh, that was close, wasn't it? Imagine if he had gone straight on there. But Flynn now, with Silky, has got through. Flynn up into P3. Don't forget, Flynn needs to be finishing within 3 seconds of Boy Knockout if he wants a chance at a win. Into the pits goes Jar Jar Big. Sadly, after that sort of spin where he did go almost straight on, Jar Jar opting for the mediums to run to the end of the race here. And you still expect Gandalf to pit as well. So when will Gandalf get rid of his 14-lap-old mediums? Now, there you go. That's a quick answer. Thank you, Gandalf, for that. He is straight into the pit. So we are waiting for who will win this race. It does look like there are 3 drivers in the conversation. Boy Knockout in the Aston Martin has a 3-second time penalty. Flynn, on fresher tyres, does not have a penalty. And ARC Mickey, currently in P6, is on the freshest tyres of anybody in the top 7. And he has put in a strong performance tonight as well. 3 laps on those mediums, and there'll be, 13 laps come the end of the race. Is ARC Mickey in a position to win here at the Canadian GP? We'll drop down towards Viking Fox. 2 V-carbs together. They have been dropped, and comprehensively dropped as well, by Flynn, who has clearly got those hard tyres up and running now. And Viking down the inside on Silky, up into 4th position now. Boy Knockout will know, at the moment the gap is about 3.6 seconds, 3.7 to Flynn. Oh, Cannon! Cannon! Oh my goodness gracious me, did he hit the wall at all? Has he got any damage? It looks like he's okay for damage. What I can assure you, he's got emotional damages, because that has cost him. Flynn will now get DRS on Cannon. It's not like Cannon's going to try and help Flynn out. He's not going to purposely do it, because guess what? Flynn's title contender, or title rival should I say, is Cannon's teammate Gandalf, who's down in P11. So it's not like Cannon's going to try and help Flynn here. He's going to do all he can to stop Flynn. But after that mistake, unless that mistake can stop Flynn from pulling in Boy Knockout, it's the only way you can see Cannon stopping Flynn rather than helping Flynn here. But at the same time, Cannon's got 9 seconds of penalties. He can't, if he does try and play a team game to stop Flynn from winning, he's going to lose a lot of time. But where's he going to drop down to? He may not even drop that low, because of where he is at the moment. He's looking pretty good on the timings. He'll drop behind like ARC Mickey, and of course he'll drop behind Flynn. He won't beat Boy Knockout. But at the rate he's going, it wouldn't shock me if he ends up beating one of the V-Carbs of Viking or Silky Stevens. So yeah, there's still an opportunity here for him to perform. I also noticed, just realised Salty Stevens not racing. I've all this time to be talking about the brothers. I say all this time. Flynn's got plenty of battery. He needs to start battering through it, take all that pace. Yeah, well, he's certainly pushing on now, and he has DRS on Canada. This way he could get within 3 seconds of Boy Knockout, which is exactly what he needs to do. Into the pits goes I Am Batman. Sadly for him, that will mean he will be lapped in this race. Oh! Flynn 3-second time penalty! And that is going to be massive for the championship leader in this Grand Prix, because Flynn now has to beat Boy Knockout. Not just stay within 3 seconds, he has to beat Boy Knockout. Then he needs to hope that ARC Mickey cannot reel him in as well. So Mickey now is the only driver on the grid without a time penalty. That was massive there from Flynn, because if he didn't do that, he would have been able to stick potentially with Boy Knockout and push him all the way. And you know, if he kept pushing him, Boy Knockout may have eventually got a 3 seconds or another 3 seconds on top of what he already has. That is big for Flynn. Yes, as Deck clearly a bit disappointed at that penalty from Flynn. There'll be a few points potentially taken away from Haas as a result there. But let's go back to the gap to the interval. And we'll stick with Flynn here because you do expect now he needs to push on. He gets through a Cannon. Not a lot Cannon could do there. Into the pits there goes, oh, Taylor, 3-second penalty, and into the pits goes Mr. Potwash. But now, Flynn up into P2, 2.4 seconds to Boy Knockout. A purple final sector for Flynn on 12 lap old hard tyres. That is mighty impressive there. And Flynn now has to show his worth. To win this race, he needs to push hard. But does he need to win this race? I know obviously for Haas, yes. But for his championship hopes, he doesn't need to win this. If he keeps finishing ahead of Gandalf, he'll win the championship. I don't know, I'm at a point where does he need to push as hard? I mean, then again, if you push hard, what's the worst that could happen? I mean, obviously you could end up in a wall. But you don't want to be doing that. That will harm your championship chances far more. Widget says looking good for Mickey. Gap to the leader, 9.3 seconds, but he's not been gaining any time on Boy Knockout. With about 6 laps to go, yeah, he's still not gaining, so I wouldn't say it's looking particularly great for Mickey here. Yes, he'll end up on the podium at this rate, but ARC Mickey, he's going to fall short of pushing for a race win unless he can find his way through the 2 V-Carbs, which is looking a tall order for him at this moment in time. As we can see with Flynn, the current laps seeing that he has gained a little bit on Boy Knockout, only about a tenth or two, but it's not going to be enough at this rate. He needs to keep pushing on if he wants to win. But if he doesn't necessarily feel like he has to win this, which for me, he doesn't have to win because he's looking fairly comfortable in a championship. And if he keeps performing the way he has done this season, then he'll be absolutely fine. But yeah, Flynn, 2.4 seconds back, so he's still not really gaining on Boy Knockout. He's lost about a tenth. And let's see out of the hairpin. He's getting a bit of time back, 2.3 seconds. So again, he recovers a little bit, but again, not enough for Flynn if he wants to win. We are going to drop back down because 2 V-Cubs under the pressure now from ARC Mickey. Surely this is Mickey's time, and Mickey's time has arrived. He has taken over from Viking Fox, and into the top 5 now goes ARC Mickey. But here comes Viking Fox. He's going to fight it back. A little bit of contact potentially. Down the inside goes Viking. Mickey around the outside, but Mickey back on the inside line. Through into turn 2. And Mickey hangs on to 5th place. Again, it is a net podium for ARC Mickey. but it doesn't look like he's going to be in with a chance of a win, unfortunately. But he has shown some very strong pace here. Again, the only driver without a time penalty at the Canadian Grand Prix. So impressive stuff this from ARC Mickey. But it won't be a race win, unfortunately, at the rate it is going at. And also, to mention, look at the gap between the top two. Boy Knockout to Flynn has dropped to 1.7 seconds. We've still got 4 laps of racing to go here. Flynn has dropped it to 1.6. He's dropped it to 1.5. We're going to go up quickly towards Cannon. But Flynn is pushing hard now. 1.6 the gap. Mickey down the inside, he goes on Silky, and ARC Mickey is into 4th position, 10 seconds off the leaders. Well, can ARC Mickey find himself into a race winning contention in his final 4 laps? I mean, what a remarkable achievement that would be. A wide line there from Silky Stevens. He's allowing his teammate Viking. No, he's not. No, he's not. He's not allowing Viking through. He may lose DRS here on Mickey as well. Mickey is putting clear of the 2 V-Cubs, but he's not closing in on that top 2. We are just going to drop down here. Taylor overtakes Gandalf, and this will be crucial for Gandalf in the championship as well. He wants to try and get that top 10. He will get a top 10 with the time penalty for Taylor. So as long as Gandalf stays clear of another penalty, he will finish ahead of Taylor, but he's not going to get any positions ahead of them. Jar Jar's too far ahead, even though he's got far more penalties. But we are going to have to drop back here towards Flynn, who has dropped behind Cannon. Right, this again will be crucial. 2.1 seconds the gap between Boy Knockout to Flynn. Boy Knockout could be on his way to another key victory here in UFRL. I think he already got one this season. Was it in Tier 2 that he got that race win? It may very well have been. If I can, I'm going to try and have a look. I hope I don't miss anything whilst I'm looking. I'm going to stick with this battle between Cannon and Flynn whilst I try and have a look to see, did Boy Knockout get his race win in Tier 2? I feel like he did, but I might be completely wrong on that. He did! So Boy Knockout won the Dutch Grand Prix in round 6. There you go. So he's trying to look for a second race win of the season. Flynn receives another 3-second penalty. Now he's under the cosh from ARC Mickey. The gap at the moment, 8.5 seconds. So, although Flynn does look likely to finish in second place still, it will give an initiative to Mickey. And there's a retirement. Havoc Connor is out of the Grand Prix. It's out of the Wall of Champions, I do believe it is. We're going through here. And yeah, the car's disappeared, but it does look like it was through the Wall of Champions. And that is where he has been lost. But, again, oh my gosh, the gap! Watch, the gap is falling! It's 1 second between Knockout and Cannon. If Cannon keeps pushing on here, Boy Knockout is going to be under a bit of pressure from Cannon and Flynn. Mickey's not in contention to win this race, but he's definitely in contention for the podium. Looks like he's going to get third at the moment. But who knows, if Cannon can push on, he may end up getting P3 away from ARC Mickey. So he needs to keep pushing on. But he's also bringing Flynn into it. Bit of a shame Flynn got that additional 3 seconds. But who knows, if they can pressurise Boy Knockout into an additional 3 seconds, it will be a Knockout v Flynn battle to the end. We have got 1 and a bit laps of racing to go. Boy Knockout, Cannon, Flynn at the front of the field. ARC Mickey, he's on for a 3rd place finish, but he's not gaining any time on that top 3 at the moment. And here comes Flynn. Flynn on the inside. Has he made the move? He's made it on Cannon. Flynn is up into 2nd position. And now he will look to take Boy Knockout. And they're going to go for a final lap, a final ride for victory here at the Canadian GP. And Boy Knockout, he has the favourite. In terms of the penalty situation, he has to be the favourite. But if he gets another 3 seconds, it will be advantage potentially to Flynn, because Flynn is surely going to get a double dose of DRS later on in the final lap here. I mean, it's been pretty much non-stop battling here this evening at Canada. And although it may not be a win with the penalty count, Flynn is hoping to take an on-track win. But point knockout with a penalty count is going to come home with that P1 unless something incredible happens. But here we go. The final two noses of DRS down the straight will go out of turn 10 all the way up into turns 13, 14. Flynn will get the DRS of Boy Knockout, and Flynn will go for the move round the outside hill, fly through, and all Boy Knockout needs to do is keep it clean. Flynn will come up to the line, he will enter the line, he will win on track, but Boy Knockout wins the Canadian Grand Prix, his second race win of the season. It's right here. Flynn P2, Cannon, does he hold on to that P3? No, he doesn't. ARC Mickey's on the podium as Cannon falls to 4th. Viking 5th, Silky Stevens in P6, Woody. He looks like he's on for a fantastic 7th place finish for Woody. That may well be his highest position of the season. Jar Jar in P8, but let's be real, he's likely going to get a penalty. Frenchie is set for a 9th place finish on his debut. Solid outing for the Williams here, especially given he got a drive-through penalty. Gandalf, your championship contender, second at the moment in that title race behind Flynn. He looks set for 10th place here, and he does get 10th. Taylor across the line, and it is P11 behind Gandalf. I do believe him. Yes, it is. So being told Flynn could get a 3-second removed. Well, watch out for that one there. That could be crucial. So if he does get that 3 seconds removed, then wow, Flynn could very well end up winning this race. But for now, from as far as we can see, Boy Knockout has won. But again, Flynn may be Flynn could very well be appealing that penalty. One of the 3 seconds. I think you'll get a penalty for the collision into the hairpin, Jar Jar. I think you hit Woody, I believe, as far as I could remember. So I think that's the most likely situation. Love that from the team. GG's. Oh, 3 seconds can be removed. Yeah, if he appeals it, it's possible. Solid result says Deck. GG lad says Woody. And anyways, full classification then. Boy Knockout with the victory. 2 seconds over Flynn, but again, Flynn could get the 3-second penalty removed potentially. I haven't seen it, so I can't comment much on it. It's just speculation. ARC Mickey, 3rd place. It is a lovely podium for him. You've got Cannon 4, Viking in 5th, Silky Stevens in P6, Woody 7th. Strong result for him. Jar Jar being 8th, Frenchie 9th, and Gandalf in the top 10 as well. Several drivers further down the field. Hybrid did not finish the race, neither did Havoc Connor, so it is all down to Mr. Potwash. Lovely. Goes on forever, doesn't it? Good stuff, good stuff. Right. As per usual, we will be doing interviews tonight, so if you are keen on an interview, do join the interview room, and I will be in there in just a moment. Let's see if anybody is ready. Nobody's ready for the interview as far as... Nope, nobody's in there. Oh, crikey. Okay. We'll wait to see if anybody does join.
What that was? That was a smooth operator. Smooth operation.
Carlos, check the radio. We seem to have picked up some dodgy music channel again.
Lovely. Gotta love that Carlos signs, eh? It was funny as well from the engineer. Doug. Speaking of Doug, we haven't seen Doug in a while, have we? Need to get Doug back racing. Everybody at Doug in the lounge be like, Doug, race. Alright, when was the last time he was racing in the Inter-tier? It's been a couple of weeks.
Yes, confirmed.
Is the drink, is it on now? Okay, I'm not,
We forgot to connect, Jimmy. You will not have
Is that
the
telling me
drink,
to have a
sorry.
drink?
is it on or not? The drink?
No, Jimmy.
Let me know.
No, you will not have the.
No, it says switch on or not?
You mean the slow button?
No, is my drinking, is it emptying the bottle or not?
No, Jimmy, no. You will not have the drink.
Love it. Love Kimmy Virkin with that. You're welcome, Woody, mate. Let's have a look. We're going to look for what, the final time. Nobody's in the interview room. Everybody's ready for Christmas, it seems. Could be the final interview before we have a 2-week break. And nobody wants an interview. Fair enough. So it looks like nobody's going to be having an interview then. So with that in mind, we will be going and letting you know what is going on for the week ahead. Again, it is a final week of racing before a 2-week Christmas break. So, let's have a look what is going to be occurring for tomorrow night Tier 3 action. It's the final weekday tier race, main tier race really is what we'd call it. So Tier 3, 8 o'clock PM tomorrow night. It is going to be held at Austria. So if you want to watch the race then, Austria is going to be where it's at, 8 o'clock PM tomorrow night. Then we'll look for Friday night, 100% tier. Again, a final 100% tier race before the Christmas break. It'll be held at Spa, so we'll be heading over to Belgium. And the final UFRL race of 2024 will be the international tier Saturday night, and that'll be at Zandvoort, the Netherlands. So we'll look forward to that again. The final race of 2024 in UFRL will be at the Netherlands. We'll be back after the 2 weeks off, and we'll be back for Tier 1 on the Monday. What date is it? It'll be Monday, if I can find it. There, Monday, January the 6th. And we'll be back for Tier 1 at round 11, Bahrain. So that'll be the return. And the next Tier 2 race will be January the 6th. And round 11 is a mystery track. So yes, I will be doing the wheel for that mystery track. Definitely looking forward to that. Love doing a wheel for the mystery track, I've got to say. But yes, that'll be the options for the next week, and obviously after the 2-week break as well. So we'll be back on the 6th of January, the Monday the 6th of January for Tier 1 after the 2-week break. But we've still got a couple of races to do. Tier 3 tomorrow night, so that's Wednesday 8 o'clock. Again, Friday 100% tier, Friday 8 o'clock, and then Saturday 9 o'clock PM for the international tier. We're looking for the final time just to see if anybody's in the interview room. Nope, nobody's in there. Right, with that in mind then, we will be saying thank you for watching to everyone. Oh, wait. Let me respond to this. When do we find out the mystery track? You find out the mystery track literally when you're all sat in the lobby and I do a wheel. Literally, that is when you will find out. I will send out to you guys in Tier 2. I will at Tier 2 and tell you the list of tracks. I'll try and do it after the Tier 2 attendance is done, which may actually be a while. I might actually do it. Actually, look out for that. I'll do it tonight. I'll tell you guys what tracks will be up for selection tonight. And then it will be wheeled out on on the Tuesday for that race. So watch out for that. I will at you guys tonight to let you guys know what races are available. But anyways, we have been UFRL. That has been Tier 2. And again, congratulations to Boy Knockout for an on-track win, or potentially to Flynn, who may get a 3-second penalty taken off. But again, we'll find out over the next week or so. Thank you for watching, ladies and gentlemen. Have a lovely, lovely Christmas as well, and hope you have a new year. And I'll be back, of course, on Friday for the 100% tier, but for Tier 2, I'll be back in 2025. Thank you for watching, and good night.